Okay, lesson 19, absorbing states. So, we're going to start with this definition. K is an absorbing state in a discrete time Markov chain. So, K is our absorbing state, M total states. So, given that, we have, first of all, F of IK is the probability that you end up in state K, that you're absorbed into state K, given the system started in state I. So however many states you have, the probability of going from any state I to get absorbed into state K is Fik. So, okay, first definition. Fik is going to be the sum of the transition probability sum product with across all the possible paths of getting from I to K. So that summation there just goes across all the J's, all the possible intermediate paths. Now, given this, a couple other things. We also know the probability of being absorbed into state K, given that you started in K, has to be 1 if K is an absorbing state, right? So FKK has to be 1. Okay. Now, what if we have Fik, where I is a recurrent state that is not absorbing? Well, how does that happen? What if we have an absorbing class? So let's say we have state 0, state 1, state 2. These guys communicate, and that one just goes immediately into state 1, and maybe it loops a little bit, but let's say it's got a 50-50 shot of going into this class. Now we have 2 recurrent states and no absorbing states. So Fik, this Fi hat K, this probability of getting absorbed into state K, given that you started in a recurrent state that is not absorbing, this has to be 0. So because there's no absorbing state here, there is no K state that's going to absorb, so Fik has to be 0. Okay, so far, just defining Fik, probability of being absorbed into state K given you started in state I. So we're going to go to this simple example. So let's say we have 3 states in our discrete time Markov chain. State 0, which can either go back to itself or go to state 1. State 1, which can either go back to state 0 or go over to state 2. And once it hits state 2, it's staying in state 2. So let's come up with what we want to solve for are the Fiks for state 2. So F02, F12, and F22. So probability of getting absorbed into state 2 given that we started in 0, given that we started in 1, given that we started in 2. Okay, so right off the bat, we know that FKK for 2 has to be 1. Right? Because if we start in state 2, we're getting absorbed into state 2, we're already there. Now, transition matrix. We're just going to read it off like we always do. So we got 0 to 0 is 0.5, 0.5 is 0, 1 to 0 is 9, here's a 0, and there's a 0.1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, so there's our transition matrix. So we've got part of this, Fik equals that summation. So let's start off with F02. So the probability of ending in state 2 given that we the probability of being absorbed into state 2 given that we started in state 0. So we want transition probability of going from 0 to 2 plus F02. Sorry, that's a multiplication there. Plus, what other possibilities do we have here? We have, actually this is going to be 0, 0, 0, 2, because these inner ones have to match. Plus, the probability of going from 1 to 2. So, we have the probability, there's I and K, 0 and 2 on the outsides, 0's on the insides. 0, 2 on the outsides, 1's on the insides. So single step from going from 0 to 1 times the probability of getting absorbed in 2 given that you started in 1. And the last one we're going to have is P02, F22. Okay, for F01, I'm sorry, for F12, probability we end in 2 given that we started in 1. Now we're going to have P10, F02 plus P11, F12 plus P12, F22. Last one we have F22 equals, well, we can just skip right ahead because we know that's 1. So we need to solve this system of equations. Well, first of all, P02 is just going to be 0. So let's get rid of that term. Okay. We know that this is 1. What about the rest of these guys? Well, let's see. F02 is going to be P00, which was 0.5. So 0.5 times F02. So that's this. Now we need P01 times F12. P01 is 0.9. Sorry, I wanted P01, not P10. 0.5 times F12. And then that term went away. So I've got a 0.5 plus 0.5 times those guys. Next line, F12 is equal to P10. Now we use our 0.9. Plus P11, F12. Well, P11 is 0, so that's a 0. Plus P12 times 1. So P12 is 0.1. Okay, so here's our system of equations now, and we know that we already took care of F22 is equal to 1. So if we simplify this guy, well, you're just going to subtract this off from that side, so you're going to end up with F02 equals F12. Okay, and then we can use that here. So if F12 is the same as F02, we can say F02 equals 0.9 F02 plus 0.1, subtract, so we're going to end up with 0.1 F02 equals 0.1, F02 equals 1, which is equal to F22, we already knew that, which is equal to F12. So all this says is the probability of being absorbed into state 2 given that you started in any other state is 1.